Well, hello, YouTube people. How are you doing? I've been on a bit of a hiatus from chainsaws now for a while. Oh, I don't know, probably sometime early 2025, I decided that I was kind of tired of working on chainsaws and I pushed them all aside and just focused on other things. A lot of family time, just other activities. So a lot of projects like this one here haven't really had any attention. So they've been just sitting down here. And recently I came back down to the basement here and started going through stuff and remembered this 990 project. I had a couple of videos on here about it. And it's just been sitting. So I had to remind myself of what was going on with this chainsaw. Basically nothing but problems and a very difficult model to find parts for. So I had problems. I remember finding the right recoil parts for it. I found that. I needed a piston for it. I found a piston for it. The rings were incredibly difficult to find. I found the rings. That's taken about a year or so. I feel like it was about a year ago that I bought this saw, knowing that it was going to need problems, but not really knowing much about the problems that it had. To be honest with you, I kind of regret buying this saw. But, I continued on through the struggles of finding the parts that I needed for it. Found a lot of stuff. But I decided, after I came down here and getting back into this again, I figured, well, maybe I should have a look at the cylinder. So I didn't really think much of the damage being done to the cylinder. Typically, I would say really every saw, with maybe the exception of one other one, damage to the piston was isolated to just the piston and rings. Until now. So I decided to have a closer look, pulled the piston down, got a flashlight out. And wouldn't you know it, the plating is actually coming off by the looks of it. That's what it looks like to me. The plating is off on the inside of this cylinder. So that's a big deal. To find a cylinder for a Homelite 909, 900, 990, that class of saw, 112cc saw, is extremely difficult. I haven't had much luck. I've been, contacting anybody and everybody that I know that has obsolete parts. Even a used part would have been fine. No luck. So this project is kind of dead to me at this point. I'll be honest with you. It's not really worth pursuing, to be honest with you, which is too bad because I've really wanted a saw like this for a long time. Light is not really helping things. It's probably better if it's just away. Yeah, I think that actually is better. So this saw is dead, but what I did do, it's probably something I shouldn't have done, is I found this one. So 990D with a good piston, with good rings. And now I have a whole whack of good parts for it. So, already I started kind of swapping some parts out and assessing things. This thing already runs. So the 990 dream, or, not really a dream. It's kind of silly to say it's a dream, but the 990 saw in my collection is a reality now. So, man, I really didn't realize just how big and heavy this saw was. I've got that 1130 over there, which is a mighty heavy saw. This thing is, it would rival it. And this is not the gear drive version. This is a direct drive version, so it's a little bit lighter probably than the gear drive. These gear drive saws are really something else. So let's have a closer look at this. If I can adjust my camera down here. Have a closer look at this saw. What a beast of a saw these are. I can't wait to fire this up. I have, really if I wanted to, and I may consider doing this. I do have a set of rings for it. I do have a piston for it. I could pull this thing apart and put a new top end in it. I don't know if I really want to do that, to be honest with you. I'll have a closer assessment of this saw and look at the condition of the rings and all that. I don't know if it's worth doing that, I'll be honest with you. But I could do that. I am definitely going to pull the old oil seals out of it and redo the oil seals. That sort of stuff. This cover here is off of a, I don't even know what it's off of. It's off of maybe a 530, something like that. So yeah, so here we are. I just got to throw a bar on this and maybe get it running. I would love to do a test cut with this thing. So that's some videos coming up. Maybe if we, well, I definitely will do some more, you know, chainsaw videos here. Oh. Yeah, she's got compression. Mighty compression. But I'm going to pull the muffler, make sure there's no, you know, carbon buildup in there. And then, yeah, see what we got here. I think we got ourselves a real nice, you know, 990D. Pretty excited about that. So let's put that down for now, or put it over here on the shelf. Across from its friend here, the 1130, the Super XP 1130. Let's give it some respect. It's, you know, call it by its full name. And then the this 990, this poor thing, is now just a part saw. I also have, I kind of forgot everything I got here for that saw. I've got a sprocket here. Is that 404? Or maybe this might be 3/8. I don't know what I got here for it. It's a 3/8. So I could, in theory, that's the only thing I don't really have for this saw is a proper bar for it. So now at least I have options. I could get definitely a long bar in you know, maybe one of the newer versions, like a Husky large mount you can make fit on that saw. I think a pull-in mount will fit on it with some work. What do I got here? I got oil seals for it. I've got another recoil parts for it. I've got bar plates for it. What do I got here? I got a whole bunch of different rings that that were were very close, but I was gonna have to file the gap. I don't have to do that anymore because I actually found the proper rings. What is this here? I don't even know what this is. I got a ton of stuff here. I got another bar plate. I've got bearings. So yeah, there's the NOS piston and rings. That was very difficult to find. Rubber for the mounts, muffler parts, ball drive, because the whole recoil assembly was missing from the original saw I bought. So I had to scour the ends of the earth for this stuff, and then to find out that the cylinder that's just rookie. That's saw collector 101 basically, is to check that kind of stuff, and I can't believe I didn't check it, and you know, basically put a fair amount of money down the drain and a fair amount of time and effort. Clutch spring, so I can, you know, make that new saw pretty nice with the parts that I have acquired, so it wasn't a waste, you know, per se, just, you know, not really the end result that I had originally pictured, but, you know, whatever. That's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way she goes. So anyway, that's the update on the 990D. The project has changed a bit, but it lives on, which is pretty cool. What else have I got going on here? I got I had a 530N. I think I had videos on that, you know, showing some work that I was doing on it. Come on, don't follow me, stay up there. I had some videos showing, you know, some progress on that saw. And I sold it. I've sold quite a bit of stuff over the last, the last couple of years. The hoarding aspect of my hobby is over. I'm done hoarding stuff. I really only want to keep a handful of things. I'm having a hard time getting rid of the saws that I have now. These are all kind of nice saws in my mind. I've got a lot of 100cc saws and 80cc saws, and I have a couple Super XL 130s. The first one that I got into this hobby with, it's sitting right over there. I'd had a hard time getting rid of that. So yeah, I got 2094. I've got a big Pioneer 750 that needs to be basically torn apart and rebuild. That's a 595 Mac up there. You can't really see it. I had that at a little get together maybe a month ago and did some cutting with that. That is a really impressive saw. Holy cow. Can you see it up there? Yeah, that one. And then the 795, you can't really see it. I've got all these lanterns in here now. It's kind of another like side hobby that I started, was Coleman lanterns and stuff like that. P60, ProMac 80, 272 XP, 394, 2094, 2100 CD. But the collection is much smaller and more focused now. And another one that I'm working on is, well, this is what it's down to now, basically, is the 26 LCS. It used to sit on that shelf back there. And after I got rid of the 530, I decided I didn't want both the 530 and 26 LCS. I did not want two of the same type of saw belt drive. So I sold the 26 or the 530. Lost my shirt on, to be honest with you, to get rid of it for next to nothing to a guy who really wanted it. So whatever, I guess I feel good as a human being that now he's happy. Myself, wasn't a very good deal for me. But anyway, now I'm focusing on this 26 LCS. But the 26 LCS I got came from a guy that I bought a lot of saws from and always had good saws from, never had any problems with them. Sure enough, pulled the muffler on it, and kind of like this 990, the top end is roasted on it. What the hell, I wasn't expecting that. Luckily, just threw some feelers out there to some people that I know. I said, hey, listen, I'm looking for some 26 LCS parts. Anybody got any? And sure enough, guy, yeah, I got one. And the top end was good on it, so that's what's left of this one. Basically, the covers on it, it wasn't in very good shape, but the engine components, crankshaft, all that stuff was really good. So that's the parts I needed. So I now have a part saw 26 LCS, kind of like this 990, to make a nice one. So that's another project that's really actually the one that I'm working on now, is 26 LCS. And this one here, not entirely sure where I'm going with it yet. Definitely the top end, man, it's pretty ugly, and I would say it's carbon that had its way with this. Where's my flashlight? Can you see this? Not really. It's always hard to get this on video, but you can kind of see it a little bit. Yeah, I would say carbon got in there, and you can see it's all built up on the exhaust ports here, like a lot of carbon. You can see it. It's ugly. I've seen pictures like this in the manuals. I've never seen it this bad in person. It's horrendous. The cylinder doesn't look great either. So this top end is roached, as they would say. But luckily I have a spare one. So that's another big project, is this 26 LCS. Yeah, that'll go together as well. Anyway, I'm rambling on now. It's a 15-minute video. Probably everybody lost interest after the first 2 minutes. So if anybody's still watching, I'll cut it off now. My attention span is only about 5 minutes as well when I'm watching these videos, so I probably exceeded most people's interest. That's my update. If anybody cares, if not, well, I'll be posting more videos anyway. You can check in and check them out if you like. We'll check out this 990D and this 26 LCS. At some point, I'm not going at this as ambitious as I used to. I've got a lot of stuff going on in my life these days where the hobbies, kind of take a back seat. I've got actually a snow blower. Wintertime here is coming. It's November now. And where I live in Canada, the snow can come anytime. So my snow blower, I've got it ripped apart. And that's something I never really worked on much, is a snow blower. So that's been a learning curve. I got a buddy that lives close to me who's quite familiar with working on, power equipment like that and a lot bigger stuff. He worked in a lime crushing quarry. So, he's worked on a lot of big, pulley equipment and crushers and things like that. So, he's an expert at this stuff. So I had my snowblower over to him and getting that going. So, you know, the stuff I'm focusing on is more real life. My hobbies have taken a bit of a back seat. You know, I've got you know, a young family. I'm an older guy, but I've got a young family. I've got a young, you know, daughter who's you know, want to spend lots of time with her, and we'd go on trips and vacations and stuff. So the hobbies is it's kind of taking a back seat, I'll be honest with you, but you know, we're still into it. So more videos to come. If you want to watch, you know, hit that subscribe button, and you know, there won't be a lot of videos coming out like some of the people out here. Like, you know, there's people who put videos out, you know, almost every day. You know, I'm not just not that guy. And to be honest with you, I don't even usually, you know, have my face on camera. Really, this is kind of a different thing for me as well. But anyhow, cool. Like, subscribe, watch if you want to see some stuff. Check it out every now and then. And next video will be, well, probably a combination of 26 Celsius and the 990. Okay, have a nice day, everybody. Cool, thanks for checking out. Bye.